Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. We were going through some stuff with technical difficulties. I don't know what in the world happened, but something happened. But we're up and running again. I'm going to make sure my Discord is ready to go here in a second, and then we should be good to go. Make sure that this is set on the right one. It is. And then that should be good to go here. Okay, and make sure that they can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Perfect. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go right back into what we were doing. So let us go ahead and join in once again. I apologize. I don't know what happened, but something happened. But it's all good. We're good to go. So I'm gonna go right back into our live screen again for us. Here. And like this. All right. As where we were before. All right. Here we go. Thois takes his hand and puts it on the wall. Thea, you look where he puts his hand and you see marks of arrows in a hole where a spear could have fit through. Scarlet. As you there, Axros tells you he has to take care of an urgent matter and departs back to Crothia as something came up that he has to deal with. You and Thea, you see Thois lay his hand on the wall, and you remember that night in Irithlone. Do you remember that night? No, not the one that she caused the injury, but the night that he took you somewhere. This is what brings, that's what's running through your mind right now. As you watch, he tells his story. Thea is picked up by his father, by her father, as she sits on his shoulder. What would you like to do, Scarlet? Yeah. Yeah. For obvious reasons, as we could one assume. As you continue to watch, Thea, you see your father turn his head up towards you. And he goes, Thea, I will not always be here to help you grow, to understand who you are. What's your mission? What's your purpose? And who you are inside. But remember this. You're my daughter. You're strong. You're brave. You're compassionate and kind. And just. Know that it is not always what you want, but what is best for those who you lead. Lois looks over at you, Scarlet, as in a way that he doesn't really understand how to answer that question. And kind of a signal where he wants your help, as it's still a subject that's still very sensitive to a point. That he gave everything to come back, to be with her, to be with you.
trying to get at. Like, wasn't brought up full druid. So...
Yeah, real quickly, can you rewind just a little bit? Because for some reason it wasn't picking that up. Sorry.
That's okay. So, Althea, you must understand that when your father took away his wings, he made sacrifices, a big sacrifice for not only for you and I to be with us, but he also made the sacrifice for all of Duskfall. After Madrir was gone, I decided to come back with you to be in the druid realm. And of course, Lois had to follow as usual. She gives him a bit of a smirk. But your father made grand sacrifices, and like I've said, everyone lives and dies. It's part of life. And this is a sensitive topic, but that is why your father does not have his wings anymore. But do not look at him differently because he does not have it. I know as a child you absolutely love those wings. And I'm sure one day you will inherit it too. Just between you and I, though, Thea, don't rub it in too much with Daddy.
As you stand there, Thea kind of looks at the wall again as Lois rests his hand. And he looks down and he sees one of the things that he had done at Dustfall was to have the paw prints of Kiara casted in stone and laid right here. As he rests his hand, as he kneels and touches the paw prints there on the ground.
Is this Thea's? Sorry, Dad. Is this Kiara's? Mom told me a lot about her. And she sounded like she was really loyal. Just like you are to us. Well, actually, I should say to Duskfall. Let me rephrase that, Father. Did she teach you that? How to be loyal?
She's the definition of loyalty. She taught all of us how to be loyal. She was my best friend.
My mom said she died from a worthy cause.
She died protecting me.
Just like you did for Mom. Right, Dad? Please don't feel ashamed about this. I'm not understanding why you are.
Thea, or Scarlet, you know that he doesn't, it's not that he feels ashamed, it's more of he misses her deeply. He misses her and thinks about her all the time. You know that there's a claw that was taken off of it. That was made into a necklace for him. And you see him always grasping it and rubbing it. And it's gone to the point where it's a little worn. Worn down a little bit. Because he's rubbing it all the time. It's not that he feels ashamed.
Thea, you're misunderstanding. Your father is not ashamed of what happened to Kiara, but more of still grieving of the loss of his best friend. So, one day you will find a companion yourself, which you'll feel that connection, just like your father did, just like I feel with Khaleesi all the time. If Khaleesi dies one day, that would be the exact same grief as your father. As you grow stronger with nature, you'll see that a lot of animals will connect with you, a lot of animals will help you. But the true loyal ones will always be your companions through thick and stone. And you must understand that. Kiara was a goddess, just like Khaleesi. And just as our druidic ways we always respect nature, we must always respect the grieving of companions. Because not even companions live forever, my dear. My love, why don't we... Would you like to take a break, my love? I understand that this is a very serious conversation, and I know Thea loves to hear your stories. Trust me, she tells all the kids, she tells all of her friends all the time about you when you're not around. And they look at her like they almost idolize her in her description. It's almost like she's got that firm, stern leadership tone that you have.
He slowly gets up. Looks down at the stone. And you just hear him mumble under his breath. One day, girl. One day. I'll come home. He slowly starts to just grabs your hand, grabs Thea's hand. Both of you walk out of the doorway. And real quickly, check your DMs for me, Scarlett, 'cause I just want to make sure. Correct? Carly?
I have a PA day tomorrow, so there won't be any students. So
Gotcha. Okay.
I can, we can go a little later.
I just need to know. That's why I just want to make sure. Okay. As you walk out the door, oh, this is going to be so hard for me. You hear a whooshing noise. This whooshing noise is one that you know very similar to something. And so does Thoyce. Khaleesi. I'm gonna tell you. As Scarlet. Thea doesn't know this. Get that?
Got it.
Okay. Okay. You both look up. Thea's in front. You and Stoice are behind. And you both look up. And you see an arrow. As it begins to make its way towards Thea. When this happens, Thois quickly pushes Thea out of the way. And as he does so,
I was gonna say, can Khaleesi catch that arrow?
no, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, you look up into the distance, and I'm not going to have you roll because you can see it. You see a shadowed figure take off from the hilltop. Back towards Crothia, in the direction towards the north. Now, you had known that there's movement going on in the north, but you didn't know what it was or what the purpose of it was. It's been made very clear now. Lois collapses to the floor on the edge over here. My mouse over here real quick. Over here. As he collapses to the ground. What do you do?
Thea's gonna try to shoot the shadow figure.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll just do a regular.
I'm gonna have you roll with disadvantage though. So roll one more time.
I thought I rolled it twice.
Oh, that's only one. Let's see, one roll.
Oh. Oh.
I need you to roll one more time. It's disadvantage.
No, I thought I rolled twice. That's all.
Oh, you're fine. All right. Are you shooting it, or what are you doing? With an
Thea's
arrow?
gonna yeah, shoot the arrow with yeah, like a bow.
You're shooting it.
basically,
So you're shooting an arrow at him.
at the shadow figure, yeah.
Yeah.
As Thea.
As you do it, you hit your mark. It doesn't slow them down though, but you know you hit them, so they're bleeding. Go ahead and roll for damage for me.
You want me to bring in?
Yeah, just go ahead and
Arias?
roll. Yeah, just roll Arias. That's fine for damage.
No. I thought,
No,
I
I'm
thought
saying,
Scarlet
I'm
had
saying, though, that moment where you're like, wait a second. I love those
no,
moments.
I thought Arya Scarlet had one. But no.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying, I love the ones where it's like, it's just like, wait a second. All right. Ooh, excuse me.
I didn't count any. I just rolled the 1d8 plus 7.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
The target's been hit, obviously, and it's still running away, but you can definitely tell that there's gonna probably be a blood trail, obviously, by it. Okay.
Okay. And then I'm gonna get Khaleesi to go chase after said shadow figure.
Okay.
And then Scarlet will attend to you know who.
Yes. This is where I am going to allow a rule that I usually do not do. Okay. A rule that I typically do not allow is revivify. Okay. I do not allow revivify. However, we'll get to that point here pretty soon. Lois lays on the ground, his back against the wall. Just in shock at this point, because he's never really felt this kind of pain before. As he looks at you, as he just tries to looks at you and looks at Thea.
Mom, what can we do? What can I do? There's got to be something. Well, my love, why don't you come in? Gather the healing herbs that I told you about. Bring them here. Don't wander off too far, though. Come back, and then you and I will heal your father together. Even I've been practicing that. If I may.
You may.
Does Thea come back pretty quickly, or?
She goes for a little bit, yeah. While she's gone, I need you to do a Arcana check for me, please.
A 19.
This is necrotic damage.
If I may, can I also see the arrow? Like
You
what
can.
kind of arrow it is?
You can.
Would that
It's a
be under
blackened.
Arcana?
It's a blackened arrow,
Oh.
but it's a necrotic arrow, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Would resistance work as well? Could I do that?
You can definitely try, if you'd like. But it's not going to have an effect. And Thois just puts your hands down and pulls you in next to him. And he goes, be strong.
I have.
Be brave.
Whatever that is, I hope Khaleesi finds it and rips her throat out. Rips the shadow figure's throat out if he has one.
If you would like to attempt Revivify, you may. Do you know how that works?
I do not actually.
Revivify is a ceremony. You'll have to carry Thois to the center of the circle. You will have 3 attempts to do a DC saving throw. As you start to see Thois begin to fade from him, you see his body begin to grow limper and limper. His heart slows. His body heat begins to grow colder. You don't have much time if you're going to do this.
And you said a strength, correct?
DC. It's a DC check or DC saving throw. Okay.
That be?
It's your dexterity.
Oh.
Dexterity check.
Oh, the dex one. Okay.
Yeah, your DC check.
Okay. Yeah, I can do it. We'll do that. I'll roll 1 time for now.
So I'm gonna walk you through what it is. So you have to do 3 of them. I'm having it do as a ceremony. Okay. The first one has to be a 12. The second one has to be, the first one has to be a 14. The second one has to be a 16. The third one has to be an 18 DC.
Okay.
If you roll a nat 20, you succeed at any point. If you roll a nat 1, you fail.
Look at you. But I like this though at the same time.
You have 3 chances. Okay.
Right now.
All right.
Well, that sucks. I mean, I guess it's not a nat 1.
It's not a nat 1. It is not a nat 1, but it was very, very close. Very close. So you make your way towards the center of the circle, and Thois is laying in the middle of the let's see here. I want Thois is in the middle of the circle. As you try, the arrows sticking out. All of a sudden, you have started to see a crowd develop on the doorway and on the top of the ridge lines by the circle. People gasping. Thea starts to run back by the entrance, and you start to try to push your way through as Thea. What do you want to do?
As I want her to kind of push her way through the crowd to get to where
Okay, go ahead and do it.
are.
Go ahead.
So what do I do? Do I roll?
Do a strength check. Do a strength check and persuasion for me.
So on Scarlet Sheet?
No. Yeah, go ahead and do it on Scarlet Street. That's fine.
Okay. There's Where's the strength one?
Okay, so that's a nat 1 or a nat 20, so that works. Do your persuasion.
That is an 11. Well,
You
unless you want to count the.
No, they both work because you're doing both. You're trying to persuade people and you're pushing them out of the way. Some people move out of the way. Those of them who don't push out, watch yourself. What's going on? What happened? All of a sudden, you shove people out of the way. And you come running up and you see Thois, your father, on the ground, bleeding, in the middle of the circle with your mother over him, trying to tend to him.
And Scarlet, try again for the Revivify.
She can. Go ahead and roll the next one. The next one you have to do a 14. Because you didn't make this one. Okay?
Damn it. Why not? This really sucks. Can I do something a little creative?
Sure. What do you want to do?
Could I use the entangle spell, but not to like as my usual way of doing it? Kind of use it as like almost like stitching. Does that make sense? Like with the thorns and stuff, just to kind of at least stabilize it a bit better around the wound. Anyway.
So you're talking about using entangle at what level?
Just the
First level?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, entangle is essentially a grasping weed. Essentially it sprouts out from the ground about 20 feet, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And it's concentration too. So let me pull it up real quick.
Concentration up to 1 minute.
Concentration up to 1 minute. Okay, and then a creature within the area you cast a spell must succeed a strength saving throw or to retain by entangled plants until the spell ends. The creature retains. Creature sustained by the plant to use action to make a strength check against the DC on cell. When the spell ends, the conjured plants put it a while away. I mean, you can, if you like. What's your intentions with it?
It's more of like I said, like using
Stabilize?
it like, I like this, yeah, to stabilize the wound at least, almost like treating it like a stitch, almost. Like, you know, when you have a cut and then use that to stitch it together temporarily, because it does fade, obviously. But if I get said nice next roll, I guess. Unless it's a little too far out there.
Well, the problem is it's necrotic. That's the thing. Let me look something up real quick.
If not, I could always just cure wounds to stable him if need be.
Well, let me look this up real quick.
No problem.
Okay, let's see here. it's not going to have a lot of effect to the way that you want it to. Because narcotic, so those of you who are watching, the way that narcotic works, narcotic is a form of damage. And what happens is at the other part of that, there's usually a after effect to it as well. It drains the foes or the friends body of their actual celestial or their spiritual form of themselves.
Life force.
And it's not really a it's pretty much favored under undead or unholy stuff because of the fact that it drains the goodness, or it drains the life out of you. It literally drains the life out of you is what it does. And that's why necrotic damage is usually common for those kind of things, especially against celestial beings, because of the fact it's used by unholy things, if that makes sense. You can do it, but I don't know if it's going to have the effect that you want it to have. Does that make sense?
Okay. So then I'll take that
So-
back. Like I said, I was a real thought in my head that just kind of
No,
in my head.
and that's why I wanted to look into it before you did it, just because I want to make sure if it was going to be a beneficial thing for you, or if it's just going to be pointless to you to do it in the first place.
No, I will not do that. And so then what I'll do is I'll just use her, what is it? The healing spell that she always uses. And then use a piece of her cloth. I like, again, to kind of like stabilize the said wound on the arrow.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Like do first aid around it.
you can stabilize the wound, but it doesn't slow the effect.
Not even if I stabilize the wound first, like stabilize the arrow part, then heal afterwards?
You can stabilize the wound, but it's the effect that's taking him right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do a roll and try to do a DC 14 for me.
The dex one?
Yeah, do your DC saving, your dex saving.
I fail.
Let me
Oh,
double check something real quick. You know what? I'm going to do something. Because you're in a holy place right now, correct? Essentially.
Yes. Yeah.
I want you to roll with advantage for me.
On the dex one?
Yes. Yep. There we go. All right. So, there's your first one. That was your first one since you only rolled the first one first time. Lois kind of looks over at Scarlet, at you, and looks over at Thea, reaches out to grab Thea's hand.
I got all the herbs, Mom. What should I do? I noticed you stabilized the wound. Should I put it around the wound then as well? And then we could try to heal together? Do that, Thea, but then I want you to tell... I want you to lead this time, and I want you to get all of the people around us right now. Get them to offer their druidic powers. Not as a sacrifice, but just as a powerful spell for us to get your father up and stable. Would you like to? Can you do that for me, Thea? They look up to me and they look up to your father, but now they gotta look up to you as well. Go ahead and convince them. Oh, okay, we'll try. So she stands, so Thea stands like on, is there like a little...
She can stand over here on the rock over here or over here, because they'll be able to see them all around over here where they're at, as well as they're all gathered over here anyway. So if she stands like right here or right here, she can be seen.
I didn't see any of those.
Oh, on the entrances, there's those two pillars. See that pillars by the entrance?
This one?
Yeah, that one. There's one on the other side. Right in front of
Oh,
that.
there.
Right in front of that, there's like a rock there that she can stand on that everyone from behind her and everyone in front of her can see. So she wants to go right there?
Yeah, we'll get her to go there.
Okay. Go ahead.
People of Karoth... Sorry.
You want to try that again there?
Shut up. I'm half asleep. It's okay. People of Duskfall, my father is dying. My mother asks us, and myself included, to please help us with your druidic powers that we all have, and show respect to all the nature around us, and all the animal spirits to please help revive my father. I understand it's against druidic way, but it's too soon for my father to go. I just got him back. Please. Should she roll persuasion after that?
Yes, with advantage, please.
Okay. Using Scarlet's or?
Yes, please. Yeah, you can use Scarlet's, it's fine.
16 plus 4, 20.
All right. You start to see a sight. The people begin to gather. Looking at each other, you kind of hear mumbling. Thea, you start to see this happen as people start to mumble and they start to kind of make their way forward. And you look behind and you see your father, and your father's looking at you. He nods his head with a smile on his face. As you see the sweat that glistens off the sun as he's sitting there. You all of a sudden see two wolves in the distance emerge and move forward towards the entryway. They make their way in past the group. They know, everyone knows who they are. King Atkin comes behind. Your mother beside you. Atkin lays beside Thois. Your mother sits beside you. Thea comes running back next to her father, or next to her mother and grandmother. What do you do?
Dad, it's happening again. I don't know what else I can do. he hasn't been with me long enough. Grandpa, can we do something? I know I was saying revivify, and I understand it's completely against our druidic ways. I thought of it, and I was looking at books and learning about it, but never actually casted it in, and I don't know if this will this make me look terrible as a princess?
Roll your dex for me, please. Okay. Your second one's a good one. He coughs as he tries to catch his breath. Your father goes, now. Easy. Easy. Your mother looks at you, Scarlet, and goes, this is necrotic damage, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
She looks over at your daughter. Child. All we can do is pray. Pray that the gods will help him. The wolf that's your father transforms into your father as he holds Lois's head gently in his arms. He reaches up, Lois does, trying to salute. Your father quickly grasps his hand. And he goes, easy. Easy. The guards quickly fill in the room, surrounding you guys to allow space for you guys to do what you need to do. I need you to roll another dex check for me, please. And that was your last one, right?
Mm-hmm. You're contemplating.
I am. Um, you start to see his heart begin to slow. His breathing becomes more shallow. as he looks up at you with a tear in his eye. He grasps the side of your face and he goes, I'm sorry. From the distance on the hilltop behind you, you see, or in front of you actually, you see the white wolf emerge. Khaleesi makes her way back into the circle where everything is at. And pushes her way through the crowd, comes around to the side next to Scarlet. He looks over to Khaleesi. Gives her a scratch on the side of the head, kind of goes, hey girl. I'll tell her hi for you.
Khaleesi howls. But I also damned you too. I don't know if that's a possibility though.
Let's see. Sorry, I was figuring
Okay.
some stuff out. Let's see. DM or put in the
DM on
In-
Discord.
in the Scarlet chat.
Yes.
That's why I didn't see it because I was already opened in it. That's why. It's in the Willow one, isn't it now? You can, but it's a little late. It's taken its toll. It's this one is very similar to that of, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and give it away for you. Go ahead and roll perception for me real quick, because this will determine if you understand it or not.
Just Scarlet.
Yeah, Scarlet. I want you to roll perception because Scarlet's the only one that would know this.
50 plus 4.
You see a marking on the arrow of something very familiar to you. Of a dark past. You want to take a guess?
Oh, Madrera, you never cease to not stalk me.
You know Madura's gone. He's gone.
Yeah. I just mean like his loyal followers.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
So you know they have certain ways of doing things. So, at this point, Thois looks over at Thea. How's it going, Sunbeam?
This isn't fair. That arrow should have been for me, not you.
You have a full life ahead of you.
So do you, though. Another thought. Could Thea try to call to the celestial realm and see if she can get help from, like, her grandpa?
She can, if she would like.
It feels like she's almost out of options, so she's trying everything.
I don't know. She can, if you'd like.
So she gets down on her hands and knees and starts to pray to the celestials and to her grandfather, see if he could hear her prayers,
Okay.
if there's any way they can help.
Go ahead and do your prayer.
I hate you.
Huh?
It had to be. Oh, actually, no. No,
Did you say you hate me?
I did say I hate you. I did say that. Like, I had this other idea, but I feel like it just wouldn't work in general.
What is it?
So I gave Scarlet a feat. To be honest, out of the blue, I gave her a feat because I figured. Can't believe I'm thinking of this. You might get my reference. Is it possible, this may not even work, that she used primal savagery? Hold on. Gets her hand in the claw and then, like, keep getting Thois's heartbeat to steady still regardless, you know?
To keep
If
it
you
beating?
could get, yeah. As her own personal first aid.
Do a...
It does have a hit DC as well, so.
Yeah, I know. Do a medicine check for me. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I know what that is. She's,
That's a nat 20.
yeah, I was gonna say that's a nat 20. Sure. You can go ahead and ready to deliver across. Okay. Primal magic causes your teeth and fingers sharpen. Ready to deliver attack. Make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet. You would do acid damage if you did it. You okay with doing that?
Kill him faster.
Yeah.
Again, it was a nat 20, but like, guess a nat 20 won't work in this scenario.
Do you want to rescind that decision?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Again, I was thinking of the Matrix with that one.
I know. I know you were. That's exactly what I was thinking when you said that. I was like,
Yeah.
that's why I was laughing. I was like, oh my god.
Like, I'm literally trying here. Trying. I am so. Oh, no, wait. Never mind.
Go ahead and do your prayer.
Well, Thea is.
Yeah, go ahead and do your prayer.
She is.
We can say it?
That prayer that I sent you a while back.
Okay, that's a cheap move. Lois's prayer?
Yeah, the one that she always would say that. Well, both Scarlet and
Both
Lois
Scarlet
would say
and
to-
Lois would say?
Yeah, that one that I found.
Yeah, let me see it.
It's probably way up there.
Yeah, I have it right here. Do you want me to say it or do you want to say it?
You can go ahead.
Okay. Let's see, I have it right. I have it right. Oh, that's why I took it off. Okay. I know who else I sent it to though. Wait a second. Let me see here. Alright, just a second. Let me find it real quick.
I found it.
Found it? Okay, go for it.
I pray with my hands as well as my voice, my offerings poured on earth and fire. May the kindreds hear my words in my heart, for this prayer is offered unto their ears. Ancestors who stand beside me in my sing, I hear your song and remember your life. Nature spirits of many strange eyes, I see your place in the world and revel. Gods and goddesses of deep and high realms, I know your works and your days and keep them. May joyful prayers never become voiceless. May offerings made always be received. May the heavens shine down upon us here, and may the cosmos remain beautiful. May all those things ever be so kindred.
As you're saying this, Joyce and Scarlet look at each other. And remember the times that you guys prayed that together through difficult times. And to see your child now recite that prayer at a time when your father is needing help the most speaks a lot of volume. As she prays this, a light comes across the sky and shoots down. And you're greeted not by Lois's father, but by a familiar face that you all know too well.
What has become of my brother? I heard.
Rest
Someone
easy,
please.
Arya. As unfortunately in events that occurred, he's been hit by a necrotic arrow. He's fading. There's not much time left.
Well, what I can do, is I can. You won't agree with this. Oh, brother.
Thrice looks over at Scarlet, and he whispers something to you, Scarlet.
If possible, I don't think this will work, but I'll do it anyway. Aria with healing hands, potentially.
It doesn't work. He whispers that to you.
You want me to let you go then? I mean, you barely enjoyed your life as a human. You sure you're ready to go?
He pulls you in and kisses you. Wipes the tears from your face, wipes the hair away. I'll always be close by.
You always are. You always are.
And with his final breath, one of the things that you never knew that he was able to do, you never knew he was able to do this, but you knew where he learned it from. Very particular small little man. A small little man was in tune with nature and had a particular flower that he enjoyed. And it was a snow rose. You would see snow roses all over the place. Everywhere that you would go, you would see snow roses in Croatia, and it always made you happy. You would see snow roses in Dustfall, and it would make you happy. When you guys were in Aerith Lone, there was a snow rose plant outside, and it reminds you of home. Same thing in Daggerfell. When you were there, you would notice snow roses. They were a constant reminder of home, constant reminder of where you're from, and a constant reminder of who you were. Even that moment in time when you went out into the woods as a young druid who was still lost at that tavern with a wolf and a lamppost. A snow rose was there. With his final breath, Thois casts Druidcraft and spawns snow roses around all of you. And says, I love you.
Love you too. I could never have had my life the way it is with you. Thank you for everything.
As this happens, you see a spirit emerge from him. His spirit regained for the sacrifice that he made. His spirit hovers above his body. And Thea You see those wings that you loved so much as a child. What are you doing?
So it was Thea, right?
Yeah, Thea
Saw
saw
that?
the
Yeah.
wings. Yeah. I mean, all of you saw the wings, but Thea was drawn to them more.
This might sound a bit childish for a 13-year-old, but I would say she kind of tries to jump up and down, trying to like catch it, like try to catch his spirit, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Khaleesi will howl. Arya, unless you had a specific something for her.
No, go ahead. What did you want to do for her?
I'm saying, sorry, Arya, wow. Arya, kind of go like kind of follow his spirit up, like, you know how she always kind of teleports,
Yeah.
kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of go like that to try to see if she can bring that spirit back into the Ancestral and see if they could, you know, try again for a revival of some sort.
Doesn't work.
So then she'll just go with him then.
Well, he's still there. He's still hovering right there. So, what do you want to do, Scarlet? Do you want to do anything?
Scarlet will scream out of anger. She'll scream out of anger. Obviously not at
Right.
voice, but at the given scenario.
Your mother comes over out of her form, holds you and hugs you as you scream. Your father, with the body, lays it down, crosses his hands across his chest, and closes his eyes.
After Scarlet's done screaming, she'll give him a kiss on the forehead.
Okay.
And Thea will also join in, and so will Arya.
Okay. Thois floats over to the White Wolf. And you see the White Wolf glow. And Thois's body, or Thois's spirit, so to say, flows into the White Wolf's. And you see the eyes glow blue. Thois is now with the White Wolf. Now, based off of your druidic history, only a select few have ever been paired with the White Wolf. Ever. Your father transforms into his wolf form, runs over to the White Wolf, and howls. Now, you've heard the White Wolf howl before, correct? When you were there. You also know Thois's howl when he's a wolf. You hear the wolf howl with your eyes closed as your anger and tears. You hear voices howl. What do you want to do?
Thea and both Scarlet will also turn into the wolves and howl with voice.
Okay. The crowd, in awe of the sight that they have just seen, in awe of what's going on, are blown away. The white wolf jumps down to the ground. And walks over to you, Scarlet and Thea. And it goes, I will always be watching. And I will always be close. I love you both so much.
We always love you too. Now it's time for you to be at peace. Again. And
From behind you, you see an image of a very, very, very dear friend. Now, Thea, you have never seen this, but Scarlet has. So is Khaleesi. You see a spirit animal emerge from behind him. One that you thought was not possible because of what happened. For the first time in over 10 years, Scarlet, you set eyes on Kiara once again.
keep him safe for me, please. He was kind of a bit rebellious over here, so keep him safe, please, Kiara. Thea, come. Remember Kiara we were just talking about? Here she is. Don't be afraid. It's just a spirit. She can't harm you. However, when you get stronger in your druidic powers, you will get to see all these spirits around you. Showing up for a purpose, and when their time is to come for help and support. You know how Voice always missed Kiara.
You see the wolf and Kiara embrace. And you hear the spiritual form of Kiara saying, "Let's go home." And he roars, or she roars. And they both take off. into the hills. She roars, and they both take off towards the hills where Thois and her had first met. And you know where that is. You know where that stream is. You know where that forest is. You know everything about that is, and they're heading in that direction. And your father goes, and Arya kind of chimes in too in agreement. I think we need to build something there.
I agree. We must put something there.
Some time goes by. Now, Thea has gone to the age of where she's about 18 now. 17, 18. So about 5 more years go by. The completion of the statue is done in a monument at the place where Thois and Thois and Kiara met. So, this is where the statue is placed, right here. I don't know if you can see that, but right here, in the corner. That's where the statue's been placed. As you guys walk through, you and Thea walk through and visit on a regular basis this site, where you can hear the distant howls and roars and the rustling. And you know it's Kiara and Thois finally together after such a long time of being separated. And you can tell that he's finally at peace. He's finally able to rest and not worry and stress about this world anymore. Finally. A light comes down, touches the ground, and you see Thois's father ahead of you. And he goes, "Thank you for making my son the man he is, the man he was. Job I should have done, I didn't do, but you did."
It is an honor to see you. Yeah. I just wish this was a more nicer time.
I try to come down here at least once a month just to see how he's doing.
I know deep down, I don't think he resented you for everything. He still
No.
found a family regardless.
Yeah, he did. That I'm forever grateful. I have something for you. You can't use it for essentially reviving him or anything like that, or bringing back the dead. But he hands you a stone. The stone is for a wish. A simple wish. You'll know when it's right. It's the least I could do. for all that you've sacrificed.
I appreciate that.
He
I
hugs.
understand you.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I understand that you may not have always been there for Thlois, but he's also made grand sacrifices like you have, up in the celestial realm. And I appreciate the thought. And when I use said wish, I will make sure that you are around as well.
I would greatly appreciate that. And he embraces you. He then looks over at Thea and goes, "My, have you grown?"
Kind of shyly just looks down on the floor.
I'm so proud of you, Thea. You would be so proud.
But I didn't save him though, Grandpa. I didn't save him.
He looks over at Scarlet, holds her hand. You can't always save everyone.
That was Thea saying that.
I know. He looks over at Thea. Yeah, he grabs Scarlet's hand as it looks at her, and then looks over back at Thea and says, "You can't save all of them. But you can save their legacy and their memories. And you can honor them by living as they did." Isn't that right? He looks over to Scarlet.
That is a reality. Not everyone can be saved. But we all know that their spirit is always strong. You'll feel Daddy's presence around. Don't you worry. I mean, he may have been alive when he was doing it with me, but he definitely knew how to follow well at a very safe distance. He will do that with you, Thea.
He looks at you, embraces you, kisses you on the forehead. Till next time. He looks at you and goes, "If you ever need anything, you know how to get a hold of me."
Will do, Your Majesty. I appreciate that.
He grabs Thea's hand and squeezes it. Lets go and shoots back into the air. Scarlet, you and Thea rule the kingdom for quite some time. Thea finally falls in love with someone. Marriage is not set in stone yet, but there's someone she's interested in. And we'll get to that part in the third season. But for the postseason, you and Thea together, alongside your father and your mother, rule the kingdom. The statue of the White Wolf overlooking the town on the hilltop. And every night, as you look out your window, you see that wolf howling in the night. And next to it, you see the white wolf sit right next to it. Dustfall is not a target. Hasn't been for a while. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope everyone enjoyed the postseason, the closing of the chapter of where Scarlet is finally able to rest, knowing that the kingdom of Dustfall is in the hands of her sister, of her daughter, and a potential new person who she will be marrying in the future. Lois is finally at peace. The kingdom is overseen and ran by Scarlet's family, the rightful rulers of Crothia, of Dustfall. With that, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good evening, and as always, we'll see you on the next episode here on Bulls 29 Gaming D&D series, and we'll see you. The Sacred Order is completed, but the White Wolf is just starting. We'll see you soon.